Hello everyone and welcome to today's Linux tutorial. Here we'll learn 10 most essential Linux commands that every beginner should know. So first of all we need terminal that will help to manage our workspace. So let's get started. Our first command is pwd. This command tells you your current location in the Linux file system. So for example, here you can see that the output is home Ankit. This means you are currently inside the Ankit's user home directory. So our next command is ls, which we use to list files and directories. So next command is ls. Press enter. The ls command displays the files and folders in your current directory. So here you can see the different files and the different folders present in this directory. So after that, some useful options are also there. We can use ls -l and press enter. This shows detailed information about each file. Next, we have another command that is ls -a. This displays all the files including those files which are hidden. So here we can use ls to perform various functions in the Linux system. So our third and the most important command is cd, which means change directory. The cd command allows us to move between different directories to enter a folder. Like for example, by using ls we can see the different files in the different folders. Let's see, we want to move to downloads, then we can type here cd and then downloads DOWN and press tab, enter. So here we are inside the download folder. Now to move back one directory, we have to press cd and dot dot and then press enter. Now this helps us to return to our home directory. So here we have different functions which we can perform by using the cd command. Let's say we want to make different folders. So what to do? If you want to make different folders, then we have one command which is mkdir. The command name is mk means make, dir means directory. This creates a folder. So here we can make a folder and the folder name is, let's say, Linux. So press enter. Now we want to see that whether this folder exists or not. So we have to do what? ls to check all the files and folders. So after doing this, we can see that here we have this folder named Linux. So creating a folder inside another folder. So how to do that? Suppose you want to create a folder named nodes inside this Linux or inside any of the folder. So how to do that? We want to create a notes folder inside this Linux folder. So we will use again mkdir, the Linux slash we will use to make the folder inside a folder, and we want to make a notes. There's no space. Enter. So how will we check whether this folder is there or not? So for that, what do? We perform cd, enter into the Linux, enter, and check. So here it is. So if we want to enter inside the notes folder, what we have to do? Press cd and move to notes, enter. So finally we are inside the folder named notes. So if we want to move back or to return to our home directory, we have to press cd dots slash and again dots, enter. So now we are in our parent folder. So you can even create multiple levels of directory inside one at once, like using -p option. For example, mkdir -p linux slash notes slash chapter. So press enter. Now we want to see whether the chapter folder exists or not. How do we do that? cd, then inside the Linux we have notes, press enter, and then ls. So here it is. We have another folder named chapter. So apart from that, we can also create different folders at a time, like here. So how to do that? If you want to create different folders, you have to do mkdir. Let's uh, name of our first folder is 1. We want to name our second folder 2 and 3. So we want to make 3 folders named 1, 2 and 3. Press enter. Now check ls, enter. So here you can see that we have 3 folders named 1, 2 and 3. We can move or enter to those folders via cd command, which is cd. If you want to move folder 1, then you have to press 1 or the name of the folder and then enter. So you are finally inside the 1 folder or folder named 1. And now if you want to return back to home directory or the parent directory, you have to do cd, enter. So this is how mkdir command works. Now let's say if you want to create an empty file, so let how to do that. So here we use a command that is touch. So touch, using touch, we have to give the name of the file which we want to create. For example, the name of our file is notes, notes dot txt, enter. So here we have our notes dot txt. So using the touch command, we can make an empty file. So our next command is cp, which we use to copy files from one location to another location. So here we can use command cp, for example cp, and because the main function of this cp is to copy. So we want to make the copy of this notes.txt. So here is the notes, notes.txt, and we want to copy it into copy.txt, enter, ls. Now we have notes and the copy of the notes. So next command is move command. So for moving or to rename the file, we use command mv, which is used for moving files or renaming them. So mv to rename a file, let's say here we have the notes.txt, we want to rename this file. So we have first notes. This is the file which we want to rename into linux underscore notes.txt ls. So now the notes.txt changed into notes linux underscore notes.txt. So mv command, we can also use this command to move a file into another directory. Let's say we have this command mv, we want to move linux notes.txt into linux folder. So enter ls. Now we don't have that linux underscore node.txt in the home directory because that file is in the folder linux. So here we have this folder linux. Let's check. How do we check? cd, let's move to the folder which is linux, press enter ls. So here it is. So that's how we move and we rename the files using the mv command. Now, if you want to remove a file, so how do that action can be performed? To delete a file, we can use rm and the name of the file. For example, we have this copy dot. So this command is not working because the file that copy.txt is not here in the linux folder. So we have to back or return back to the home directory. Or but in this folder we have these two files like the linux notes.txt and the notes, which is a folder. We want to delete folder and file. To delete a file, we have to use rm space linux.notes.txt. Press enter ls. So here we can see that the file is not there anymore. Next, we have the notes. So notes is a folder, not a file. So to delete a folder, we have to use rm. But here, one more thing we have to use, which is -r. And then the name of the folder which we want to delete. So here is the folder name. Enter. Now the folder named notes has been vanished or deleted. So these are the different commands which we can use to perform different functions. Now at last we want to clear the terminal. So there is a command clear, enter. So now finally the terminal or all the previous outputs has been deleted or removed from the terminal. So this actually doesn't delete any file, it simply gives us a clean terminal window. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture where we'll explore more useful Linux commands and the file management techniques. Thank you very much.